Hi everyone, I am just finishing up week 2 of my online masterclass, Harnessing the Power of Adversity, and thought I would just make this quick video to share here that outlines the 7 conflict competencies that we covered in this course today. And the reason it's important to have conflict competencies is because in conflict, when we're in the energy of negativity and tension and stress, difficulty, we want to be able to have a blueprint. We want to be able to have a plan so that we can successfully address the conflict. And being able to focus on the skill sets or competencies really is helpful in terms of activating a plan. So what are the 7 conflict competencies? So the first is calm. How calm am I in conflict? And of course, this is the first thing that we want to be paying attention to. If we're escalated, if we're worked up, emotionally or, psychologically, we're not going to be able to activate our focus and our intentions to the degree that they are required. So we need to have calm. And calm isn't just putting on a strong face. It's not, about, never let them see you sweat kind of energy. Calm is an internal reality, right? So it's having cadence at the physical level, emotional level, and psychological level. Really important. That's the first skill set. The second skill set is around optimism. And, some people are born a little more optimistic than others. Our set point for optimism, there is a hard wiring there. However, it's also a learned aptitude. And the more that we're able to lean into the idea of being able to look to our future and understand that there can be positive outcomes and solutions to even the toughest problems, this is a learned capacity. And so we really want to be able to grow that out when it comes to conflict, because all too often what happens in conflict is we give up. We feel hopeless. We feel, what's the point? Or it doesn't matter, nothing's going to change. And so we don't even try, and so we're not able, to execute any plan when it comes to conflict. So optimism is huge. 3, kindness. And it really is about activating our caring. In conflict, I see this all the time. When we are in conflict with another person, we tend to assign them widget status, right? They're not actual, we don't interface with them kind of as human beings. And it really is detrimental to how we are able then to go about solving conflict, or addressing conflict in a positive way. So part of the plan, is to be able to truly understand, it's empathizing with people, that they have an experience and that we need to care about what another person's experience is. And guess what? In conflict, if I'm experiencing stress, guaranteed the other person is experiencing stress as well. Even if they are the, quote, perpetrator, that it is stressful, it is painful, and we need to care. We can develop this as a competency, just like we can with calmness and optimism. Number 4 has to do with collaboration, and it's how am I approaching something from a we perspective versus a me perspective. And all too often in conflict, what happens is it feels like me against you. And what we want to do is start to create the mindset and the behaviors and our approach to the conflict, that it is us against this problem to be solved. So, even if it's something a little bit intangible, like, we don't trust each other, and so therefore we're not, having good, honest, rigorous conversations with each other because we don't trust each other, that, how do we bring that to a collaborative approach? It's not that you and I don't trust each other, it's that you and I have an issue about trust, right? So we bring a collaborative energy to it. And next is truthfulness. And oh, wow. I mean, I think that, when it comes to sort of the outward expression, this is the one that happens least in conflict, in that we are simply not sharing the relevant information, the relevant thoughts, feelings, and opinions in timely, direct, and caring ways. Huge skill set there to be able to speak to what the conflict is. Next is accountability. It is what's the container that exists, for the conflict? What are the goals that I want to achieve? All too often, I am so focused on what I don't want that I don't focus on what I do want. And if I can't do that, I can't be accountable for sort of what my role is. When we talk about things like boundaries, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, how am I holding myself accountable? How am I holding you accountable? These are skill sets that we can learn in order to ensure that behavior isn't just running askew, or we're not in some kind of avoidance or denial pattern. And then finally, the seventh is resilience. And the truth is, conflict is hard. It's difficult, and it's not going to feel easy. And so there are times we need to dig deep. And we need to dig deep because of the difficulty, but we also need to dig deep because we want to continue to look forward, kind of like from a purpose-driven perspective, that things can be different. And so, it's like thinking about ourselves trudging through the wilderness, and it's hot, and, we're in the swamp, and, I'm hungry, and I'm cranky, and, right? And so that's what conflict can feel like. But if I if I have a higher purpose, if I have sort of this North Star future point, I can continue to move through that wilderness with much more success. So resilience is not just about how I respond to when things aren't going well. Resilience is also fundamentally how I'm choosing to respond going forward. And sometimes it's just tough. So these are the 7 conflict competencies that we all need to be able to successfully address conflict. And successfully is that we are effectively problem solving, we are developing outcomes that are better, and it feels more fulfilling. And so what are the conflict competencies again in review? They are calm, optimism, kindness, truthfulness, accountability, and resilience. I think I only made 6. Let me go through this again. Calmness, optimism, kindness, collaboration, truthfulness, and that leaves accountability and resilience. And when we can focus there, we have a plan, we have a blueprint that there is not any conflict, no matter how strong it is, that can continue to be sustained. All right, so that's the blueprint. If you would like more information, you can simply send me a message over LinkedIn here, or I'll put my email in the comments below. So I will be back another day with another video. In the meantime, I hope that everybody stays healthy, and I hope everybody stays sane. All right.